Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into it. So the third and final preseason game is being played. Finally, the preseason is coming to an end. It seemed like it took forever, but it's good. It's back now. It means kickoff is 2 weeks away, and you're going to see a lot of changes. What the Giants will do here, I have no idea. They're basically a mash unit going into this game. I don't know if they're going to play a lot of their starters, which I think, they might have taken the Jets scrimmage as, hey, well, they played well against the Jets. So let's just call it a day and get out of here with no injuries. That could be an approach. I think you should always play your starters. I really do. I think the more game reps you get, the better you are going forward. Whether or not you win the game, that's fine, but you can't work on certain situations the same way in practice. You can try to do a 2-minute drill, but it's not the same without a running clock and the officials and another team bearing down against you, right? You can kind of control the period the way you want to control it. That's what people need to understand is practice is a very controlled environment. And it's one of those things where there's no chaos. They eliminate that chaos. And I know that the last practice was very good, and we'll see what happens when the real bullets fly on 9/11. But this last test is a good test for the guys who aren't going to be playing, the second, third, and fourth stringers, to get them on the field. The Giants don't have many guys. They signed a few to kind of play some roles, but look for position battles to be won. Look for guys to make a case for them to be on the roster. David Sills, he can make a case. If C.J. Board doesn't play, well, then why would I want to keep C.J. Board on the field when I have David Sills, a healthy body? It's really going to come down to healthy bodies, I think. And you're going to see what happens as these last evaluations take their place, right? Today is Sunday. The game is at 1 o'clock. So everyone's going to be hunky-dory. But for the next 2 days, right, the Giants have to make moves. They have to get down to 53 by 4 o'clock Tuesday evening. So they're going to play this game, and don't be surprised if you see cuts later on that day or, heck, even the next day to make them official. And there will be claims made by the Giants, and there will be probably a couple of trades and waiver wire pickups. So this roster is not going to be done, and it's not going to be set. So don't just take what the initial 53 as gospel. But I really want to see. I'm not even worried about the preseason right now. I'm worried about the regular season. Who's going to be there come next week against Tennessee, because we need all hands on deck for this team. This team is going to be a tough team coming in. I know a lot of people think, Giants have a good chance. I think they have a good chance as well. Any team has a good chance. But why doesn't the Titans think the same thing, right? And going in with as many healthy bodies as possible. Right now, they don't even know if the left guard that they have is even on the roster. That's what Brian Daboll said. They said they don't even know if the starting left guard on the roster, which I would not want if I'm Daniel Jones sitting in practice with some guy from another team who doesn't know the system and hasn't played with my guys. And then, you either put a guy on IR, let's say a Josh Azudu or someone like that, who can't come back because after the initial 53 is made, there's a grace period where you can put guys on the PUP list where they can come back 6 weeks later or something, these new wonky rules because of the COVID rules and a couple other things that they've changed. This roster is not going to be done. So a lot of guys you'll see here, maybe there's a trade. Maybe they trade a Darius Slayton. Maybe they trade a Richie James, right? Maybe they trade a guy like that. They have no tight ends on the roster worth a grain of salt right now. I know people are excited about Daniel Bellinger, as am I, but he's a rookie. He's a rookie. And there's going to be a lot of growing pains. And the other guys that are on the team are also rookies. They cut Jordan Aiken. They IR'd Ricky Seals-Jones. That means you literally have 3 tight ends on the roster, and you started out with like 6. And you got Tanner Hudson. I think the Giants need to make a play this week for a tight end. If it's a guy, if you have to get rid of Chris Myrick, fine. I want to keep Allen. I want to keep Allen, and I want to keep Bellinger. Everybody else can go, but if you can bring in a veteran to kind of give you some more weapons, because right now, if I'm Tennessee and I'm looking at the roster right now, there's no tight end I'm worried about. I'm going to be worried about the tight end, but no tight end I need to worry about. They're going to cover the tight end because they're assignment sound football. They're going to cover him, but you don't want anything taking away from Barkley, Tony, and those playmaking guys. So I'd get a tight end in here. That's just me. I also think the Giants cutting Andrew Adams is big because I thought personally Andrew Adams was a great pickup for them. You had a veteran presence to come in. What it means now is that Julian Love is either going to be moving. See, the thing I would have done was this. I would have moved Julian Love to corner, and I would have started Andrew Adams. That's how I would have done it. I would have kept him there, would have said, listen, you're the best corner we got on the team right now. As we let Aaron Robinson grow, you have a better chance of winning. So to me, this shows me that they're going to trust their young guys. They're going to trust their coaches and what they're telling them. Like a guy like Yusuf Corker and Tristan Thompson, I think his name is. So good for them if they make this roster. And just expect growing pains if they're in the game. You know, a competent quarterback. And let's be honest, the guys that they're going to be playing against, whether you like them or not, Tannehill, Baker Mayfield, you know, Dak Prescott, outside of maybe Justin Fields, the first 5 games, you've got 4 out of the 5 games, you got guys who've been competent quarterbacks, Pro Bowlers, playoff winners, right? So, you know, those are guys who are going to understand the nuances of the game and may not be able to take advantage of, and may be able to take advantage of a safety that's in there or a corner that's not doing well. So these are things you got to worry about and think about playing defense. I think that's the only Achilles heel the defense will have as far as that. If injuries happen, that'll be an Achilles heel. But last preseason game, let's check out the young guys. I'm going to love to watch Michael McFadden, watch him play, come downhill. I think he's going to be the eventual replacement for Blake Martinez. He probably could be the first and second down backer next to Blake Martinez, just because those are usually your rundowns. And then depending on third down, you may want to bring in Tate Crowder. But Tate Crowder seems to be, whatever we say about Tate Crowder, he seems to be rising to the occasion. He does miss a lot of tackles, puts his head down, does do a lot of shoulder tackling. That's the one thing about Tate Crowder that does get on me. His passion is great. His assignments are pretty decent, but sometimes he does get engulfed by bigger blockers and does occasionally miss a tackle or two, which everybody does, but it seems to happen more with him, especially when you miss a tackle on a 40-year-old quarterback named Tom Brady. That's pretty sad, but we'll see. I'm excited for the season. It's going to be one of those seasons to remember. I can say the Giants are going to win probably 7, a hard 7, and then definitely probably 8 games. They'll be in contention for. Again, injuries for both sides of the football, and on the other side will be depending on how they go, right? If they face a backup quarterback, they may have a chance to win a game. If they're playing with their backup quarterback or, you know, backup ends, it could be a lot. The Giants are very thin at their depth positions, even though I like a lot of the guys that they brought in, and they're going to have a lot of these guys. They look at Raymond Johnson III. They got rid of him and he's doing well with the Bengals. Okay, had a couple sacks last night. You know, I think he's going to make that roster. So then you got to look at a guy like Ellerson Smith. Where is he? He's injured. All right, well, great. Now he's injured 2 years in a row. What a waste of a pick that guy is. Now, we have to probably IR him. And if he was going to make the team, a guy like Tommen Foxton now makes the team. But then again, he hasn't seen everything. So, you know, there are certain guys who are natural at the position who can pick it up, but then there are going to be mistakes made. And then also this coaching staff. We're going to see this coaching staff 9/11, what they've got. You know, it's not always going to be perfect. I mean, heck, it really isn't. And usually your first year, you don't go out the gate with this much talent. Usually it takes a while. So even though the preseason is promising, just know that there might be some struggles in some games here and there as we go with just terminology and things going on. And of course, the other team playing now with the real bullets flying. But with that being said, let's be optimistic. You know, let's build a solid foundation so that going forward, when we pick up more players and we build out this roster, that we're not missing much. This has been another edition of the Hurry Up. I hope you enjoyed that. If you like me, subscribe, hit the bell to anytime I go live or make a video. Share this video. And you can find me on Premium Takes. We're working out the kinks for scheduling date. The Real Deal NFC East Roundup with Mac the Giant Fan. We come to you every Wednesday, 5:30 on Wednesday nights. We're going to preview the Thursday night games, but also talk about the NFC East. This week's show is going to have some special guests, so tune in for that. That should be fun. And special guest call in. All right. So have a great one. Enjoy the football game, the last preseason game before the real bullets fly.